I'm not that creepy, man. Don't worry,
No,
I'm not
we're
that
just doing
creepy.
a little
We're just doing
research.
research.
No,
Actually,
it's fine. It's fine.
when we started this process like 3-4 months ago and started talking about certain players, Drake really likes your game.
Yeah, that's
So
my guy.
we wanted to make sure we spoke to you.
And to be honest with you, a part of the reason why we didn't reach out is you're a big name. You're highly touted. We assume that you're probably top 5 pick, so we weren't even imagining you would even come here. But we kind of had a meeting. We're like, all right, what the hell? Might as well reach out to him, see if you at least want to talk to us, because we know players have turned down interviews. Players have been guaranteed spots. So that's why it took a little bit longer, mainly for us, is we weren't sure if this or Milwaukee's a place you want to be. So let's just start off there. Do you see Milwaukee as a place that you'd want to call home for season 2?
Oh yeah, I love you guys. My guy. I don't know that much about me, but what I see from he's a real cool dude. I like you guys very much. I just asked Drake the other day. I was like, why you guys didn't send me an interview? And he said the same thing. We don't know if you're gonna drop, but we don't know what's gonna happen.
Oh, that's true.
Well, I mean, not to be too nosy here, but do you think like number 5 or 4, Dallas or Detroit, there is some type of momentum with you there?
I actually did not take Mavericks interview. That was the only team I did not take, only because I don't think me and Dom will mesh, and I don't really think we would play good together. You know what I mean? But I have not talked to the Pistons, and I've talked to everybody else except the Pistons and the Mavericks in the top 10. So, but I did turn down the Mavericks interview because I don't think we'll play good together.
Cool. No, I think that's important for you. Like, go where you want to go. It's the best way to do it.
Right. And I don't have like I said, LT's my guy. So I just messaged LT and explained it to him. You know what I mean? I didn't want to burn any bridges, and for him to feel like I just didn't like the organization, because I love Dallas. Because I used to live in Dallas when I went to high school in Houston, Texas, and I lived in Dallas for a little while. So I love Dallas. It was just I don't think me and Dallas would like mesh.
Okay.
Was that because of Katrina?
Right. Yeah, it was. I moved to Houston after Katrina, and then I went to high school there.
Nice, okay. Nice. So why don't you tell us a bit about yourself? Obviously, center is your primary position.
Well, more power forward this year. You probably seen me a few times. It really just depends. It really just depends on who we playing or what my guys want me to bring out. I played a 5, the 4, the 3. It just depends.
Gotcha. And I guess before we go into your 2K profile, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? I think, in your dossier or something, we know you have a family.
Right.
How do you pass your time? Are you working right now? Are you in school?
I don't really have that much going on in life. I just go to work. I get up at 5 every morning, and I usually get off around like 3 or 2. It just depends. And then I just come home and I just take care of my family. I just get everything situated, and then I just play the game. I don't really have that much like interesting.
Okay, cool. Did you get a chance to watch Bucks GG in season 1?
I did. I think you guys had a great team. I liked how Drake had everything in order. I think he's a great player. Not even a great PG. I think he's just a great player. I think you guys had a good foundation.
Okay, good to know. And are you? Sorry, I let Andrew after this. Are you? Right, so you can play the 5, you can play the 4. Obviously, we had Meek last year who had some success as a stretch.
Right.
None of our guys are locked into positions at this point in time, but how do you approach the power forward position? Would you say you're more of a lock, more of a stretch, more of a slasher? To play?
It just kind of depends. Like last year, I liked it how the slash and sharp played. I just liked the build, and of course that was the 3 position. So I played on that build and I guarded ball with that build last year. And then coming in this year, I just liked it how the shot creating athletic felt. Like I just like how it's 6'11", it's really long. Like it just plays how I plays. So I can get into the lanes, or I can actually guard ball with it if needed, like off the pick and roll or whatever. And that's usually what I'm on this year. And I also have, like I said, you guys have probably seen me play center with the rebounding athletic or the sharp rebounder. It just depends on what team I'm on and what we need. But when I play the 4, I just kind of like, it just depends on the PG also. You know, like some PGs would like more cuts or lobs, or some PGs like to, you know, like if I play with Vandy, you know what I mean? Just calling out cuts and things of that nature. It just depends.
I watch a good amount of pro-am. I actually haven't seen you play. My apologies. How do you communicate? Are you a communicator guy? Do you talk a
Oh
lot?
yeah, I'm definitely a communicator
You
on
think on the
both sides.
stage you'll get pretty loud?
Right. Yeah. Kinda. It depends. Like when we're in the mode, I definitely get pretty loud. I try to like get everything ordered. Usually I let the PG do what he do on the offensive side, and then I just do what I do on the defensive side and just try to get everybody in order.
So, Brad, tell me, like, what is the ideal situation for you in terms of roster? Do you want to be a power forward? Do you want to be center? If Drake's running our 2 guard, on the OP build, who are you looking to have at the point guard? If you're our fantasy GM playing for Bucks game and you're like, I want to play center, power forward, tell us where you want to end up and how are you going to round out our roster so you're successful, so Drake's successful, and you guys are winning a boatload of money.
I think to be honest, you guys are in such a great position with Drake because he's so versatile. You know what I mean? So if you come in, you guys want to go like lean towards the point guard spot, and he wants to move to the 2, the 3, the 4, wherever he wants to move. And even me can play the 4 and the 5, and I can play the 3, 4, or the 5, or even the 2 if needed. You know what I mean? So it's kind of just how you guys want to go about it, and it's just about Drake being comfortable. If he wants to be comfortable at the PG spot or he wants to move over, you know what I mean? And somebody else come in like a traditional PG, sorry for to say, and then they come in and then run the show, and then Drake just moves to another spot. Like I said, you guys are in such a great position. It's kind of like hard to initially say like what position would be best because you can move around so much.
Okay. If we asked you to play center, how would you be most effective on offense? Are you pick and roll guy? You like to slip? You'd rather play stretch? Like, what's the best case scenario where you're effective on offense?
Probably like, if I play center, it definitely would be like an inside build, like towards the pick and roll, I mean we could either go to like the 2-way rebounder if that's a league build, or but I'm definitely most effective like in the inside. Like I usually don't play stretch, but I can always move and switch it around and start playing stretch.
Okay.
Definitely, I'm most effective this year, I would say, at the 4 because I played the 4 all year. But I also am very good at the 5. But I always had great centers around me, so there's no need to play the 5.
What's one attribute of your game that you're most known for? So when people hear BreadWinner or Anthony Lewis, what are they thinking immediately in terms of your game?
Defense for sure.
All right.
That's definitely how we broke on the plane. In 17 and 18, we kind of like started after Steel Trio like split up, and nobody was really pressing and doing like the 2-3 zone press and things like that. And nobody last year was guarding ball with a sharp slasher. So that's kind of how I stood out and I stuck out from everybody. And then eventually we just kept going, and then now everybody just knows me from defense.
Okay. What's one area of your game you'd like to improve, especially going into the league? That's
everything really. I just want to get better. I'm not one of those guys that feel like I'm the best at anything, or it's done because I'm in the 150. I want to get better at everything. Decision making, making the right plays, making the right reads. But all that just comes from watching film. That's definitely how I stick out because I watch myself a lot after my games, and I watch other teams to see where the ball is gonna go.
Do you know Sam Pham?
You say what?
Do you know our draft analyst, Sam Pham?
Yeah, I talked to him a few times. He DM'd me a few times.
Okay. What do you think of Sam?
You're smiling. You like him, I think.
Yeah, Sam, my guy. He's very, very smart, like analytic-wise and breaking down the numbers and things of that nature. Like I think he had DM'd me like around the combine, or I DM'd him around the combine time, and I was asking him questions. He was asking me questions, and we were just trying to break down. Yeah.
Okay. Whose game? So of the centers or power forwards from last year, if you had to compare yourself to one of them, who would it be?
Probably like Ramo or Walnut, just like a very aggressive on both sides of both ends of the ball, just trying to really just getting everybody in order and just being aggressive and being like a kind of like that spark player, even on builds. Like Rainbow and Walnut was very good on builds that didn't have defense in it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm known for because I've always been a great defender and I've never had defense in my build because I rarely played lockdown. So that's kind of like what I lean towards. Like it doesn't matter what build I'm on. I'm always gonna stand out on defense. It doesn't matter what build I'm on.
Okay. How about your offense? Are you really good on board? Some guys are good at mashing. Some guys can shoot. Like
right. Yeah, I lean towards like kind of like the corner and the mashing. I'm very good out the corner. I can always make plays out the corner or in the post. Like with the shot creating athletic, I can really score wherever. But I'm definitely like towards the mashing and the corner plays.
Okay. You had like 5 steals a game in the combine. How do you balance that risk reward? Obviously, that's a extraordinary amount of steals, but like are you taking a lot of gambles? How do you ensure that you're not giving up?
It just depends. Like I averaged, I think it was like 5.7 at center, and center was kind of like I just love playing center because I can look at everything and I can see and I can pay attention to everybody on the floor. And it was kind of like the combine was like. It was like ABC, really. That's what I call it. I just call it like ABC passing. Like when somebody rapped, most likely the PG was going to throw it to the rap. Or it just depends the PG that was playing. Like I'll play like Glenn. I played against Vandy. And you know those guys I've been playing against for years, so I know the passes they want to make. So it wasn't that much. And then the lunging on top of that, guys coming in and a lot of PGs wasn't in LT, so I would just lunge and they would drop the ball. It's just about making reads and kind of breaking down the offense. And after like 2-3 possessions, I usually know where the ball is going to go because they're going to make the same exact passes or try to make like the one skip pass. Somebody cuts from the hash, they'll try to throw it to the right corner and I just pick it off. And then at power forward, that was just about baiting. And all the power forwards I played against, I was just getting into their head and I was just trying to make them seem like they was open. And then I just pick it off and then we'll just go on the other end.
Who are the only other bigs that you think compare to yourself? And you can't say nobody. No one's, what other guys
coming into the league that's already in the
league? Coming into the league.
Probably like Sammy and Rhea. Like we all like had the same play style, the baiting and the defensive IQ.
Okay. How do you handle a tough loss? You've been in the pro-am community a long time. If you get flooded or you lose by 1 point, you freaking out, you going straight to film, you hitting the car, you're trying to get some fresh air.
It just depends. It just depends how we lose or who we lose to. But most likely, I mean, clearly, if we lost, we made mistakes that we shouldn't have made. Or I always try to figure out like what I did wrong on my end first, because you always gotta see what you did wrong before you start critiquing everybody else. So I usually just watch. Like I said, I watch myself first, and then I watch the whole team next. Usually, most of the teams I'm on, it's not really that. It's like, of course, it's a big deal to lose, but it's never anything like that serious. You know what I mean? Because of course I was on top rank for 3 years straight, and Ant's my guy. Even if we took losses, it was never that serious. We just figured out what we did wrong.
Who's your guy? Sorry, who's your guy?
Yeah. Oh, Ant.
Oh, Ant don't move. So you got 3 kids, Chris. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Appreciate it, man.
How's that going to work, though? Right? Obviously, it's a good amount of work, and I'm sure you'll miss them a lot during the season if you're in Milwaukee.
Right.
What do you think about leaving them? I'm sure the season doesn't really allow you that much time to go back to Louisiana probably to see them.
Right.
Virginia.
Oh, sorry, Virginia. Sorry.
Yeah, I live in Virginia right now, but I do welding, so I kind of like move around anyway. So it's kind of like sometimes I'm home and sometimes I'm not. So it's kind of like the same exact thing, but I'm playing 2K. So it kind of like makes it 10 times better. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. But
eventually, hopefully, when we get like settled in, I feel like we're in a good spot. I could always get another house or apartment where you guys are.
Okay. Fair enough.
What's one misconception the community has about you? You've been playing a long time. People know your name. So, what do you think that misconception is?
What, playing-wise or just personality-wise?
Sure. That's up to you how you want to answer it.
I probably like being aggressive. Like I'm very, very aggressive. So sometimes I make the wrong reads, or sometimes I make the wrong decision. It kind of just plays out for itself. But I mean, personality wise, usually I don't I don't really I don't really pay attention to much. You know what I mean? I kind of stay in my lane because of course I have more responsibility than a lot of people. So I kind of like stay in my lane. So I don't really like play into like what everybody else is doing.
I got one more too.
So you told us about dimes. We appreciate that transparency. But as we start to figure out what other players we build out this roster with, are there other guys that you just know you can't play with? And that could be guys coming into the league or
Right.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I just, and it's nothing against. I don't know Dom like personally. It's just I've seen it. I seen it last year. I was watching it last year, and I watched like most of the games last year. So I was just watching the Mavericks in the timeouts and after games. It was just kind of like I think as a PG, like you just have to be the voice of it, and you have to make sure everybody's in order and everything like personally needs to be. You have to be intact like with each other for you to be good on the court. You know what I mean? And last year you could just see it with him and Dayfry. Like they didn't get along. Dimes didn't talk in the timeouts. Like it was just I don't think he takes everything like on him. Like I think if he makes mistakes, then it's on everybody else. And my biggest thing is just being accountable for what you did wrong. You know what I mean? Just say, you know what I mean? I won't do it again. Oh, that's my bad. You know what I mean? Just take accountability for what you did, and then we just move on.
And how old are you, man? How old are you?
22.
22. Okay. And let's say we drafted you as a big, and we drafted another big in that first round too.
Right.
Are you open to the 4 and as opposed to the 5? Like, do you care really about where you
Nah, I
play?
don't care at all. I don't care at all.
Okay.
I don't care at all.
Chris, what do you want your legacy to be if you make it in the 2K league? So when people look at like someone like Walnut, right, they think he's charismatic, or Dave Fry, people think he's dominant. Like, what do you want your legacy as breadwinner to be after season 2?
Really, I don't really care about like individual like accolades. Of course, I want to go out there and I want to just win. I want to just be a good teammate, and I just want us to win. And the biggest thing we're coming in, everybody wants to go and win the championship. You know what I mean? So anything individual really doesn't matter to me. Of course, I want to be dominant. I want to go out there and I want to play my game, but I'm like I want to fit in. You know what I mean? I want to fit in. I want to play my role, whatever that is, and for us to just win.
Okay. I think that's all we got for you in terms of questions. Do you have any questions about Bucks gaming, hockey?
What are you guys like living situations this year? Is it the same as last year?
Yeah, same as last year. So they're staying in one of the luxury apartments here in Milwaukee. So it's 2-bedroom apartment. So you share a bathroom, a kitchen, and a common area with a roommate. But it's you get your own bedroom. I've said this before, but when the guys are trying to pick up chicks before, most of these girls are like, "Oh, you live out there," and they're like, "Oh shit, like you guys must be loaded." So I mean, these are really nice place to live that a lot of the guys really appreciate. And you can see our new facility, the Fiserv Forum, where the Bucks actually play, is like 60 seconds from the Modern. So it's a really nice facility. And then we're in the practice facility. You can see some of it behind us. It's like 6 blocks away. It's nothing. And so everything's really central. There's no Ubers. There's no 30-minute train rides. Everything's really close. And because we're right near the arena, there's plenty of restaurants, entertainment, music, clubs, whatever you like to do. And then we're on the lake, so if you want to go to the beach in the summer.
Yeah, I'm kind of low. Like I said, I'm kind of low key, so I don't really do much. I usually probably go to practice and go home and probably just find something to do. I don't really do too much, so.
Okay. Any other questions?
Milwaukee may suit you then.
Yeah, I don't know. I just hope you guys, if I get to you guys or I drop you guys, I hope you guys draft me. I love you guys' organization. I love how Drake plays. I think he's a dog. Like I said, I watched you guys last year. I like how Meek play. And,
well, I just want to thank you for taking the interview. Like I said, we didn't think, we thought if you think you're top 5 talent, weren't sure if you're going to take the interview. So appreciate it.
I've had interviews with. I've had interviews with the Timberwolves. I've had interviews. You know what I mean? I had interviews with teams that we know we're not gonna see each other, but I just wanted to take it. You know what I mean? Just to take it. You know what I mean? You never know what happens. And you just want to keep all that energy, and you don't want to burn bridges.
Yeah, of course. Well, I appreciate it, man. Best of luck. And next steps, if after we talk and kind of build out a draft board, we might schedule a second interview. All right.
Sounds good, man.
All
Appreciate you
right.
guys.
Yeah, you too. Take it easy. See ya.